2K Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, is proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. We're at one of golf's iconic venues, Torrey Pines, and our first round coverage of the Farmers Insurance Open. It's about to begin. I'm Luke Elvey, alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and we've got Henny Koyak and John McCarthy down on the course. And Beamer, certainly set up for a stunner today at Torrey Pines South. What do you think these players face this week from the course?
They face a rude awakening. They haven't played too many golf courses yet this year, but they're going to run into Torrey Pines South, and you're going to figure out exactly how good a shape your golf game is in, because it's ruthless. And if you're not careful, you can go out there and shoot a big number in a hurry. It tests every facet of your game. This golf course is an absolute brute.
Now to the first hole. And before we get into all of today's drama, let's check in with Henny Koyak. And we're hearing word that there's a bit of a rivalry going between our featured player and Rose Zhang. How could they possibly see anything that's wrong with Rose Zhang?
Luke, I couldn't agree more. Not only is she a young superstar player, she has trophies for breakfast. I really don't think this was a good rivalry for our featured player to get into. Let's see.
Cheers for that, Henny. Good intel there. I'll be interested to see how they handle Rose Zhang today. And Henny, what are you seeing down there?
Yeah, I think he's got around 135. All right, clubbing up. Fantastic approach, right at it. Rose Zhang is having a word with her caddy after that shot. Not sure if it's related or not, but the rivalry seems to be heating up here.
Well, Rich, that's ideal. A birdie to start the day.
And that should calm whatever nerves this player has. Nice opening hole.
Tom Kim leads this tournament as we move over to the next. Torrey Pines South has a wonderful short par 4 coming right here at the second.
Yeah, a nice little ease into the round, isn't it? Fairway metal off the tee, driver really not needed, but this green can get a little tricky with 3 distinct tiers on it. Find the right one, and you could be finding an early birdie.
That's a big drive.
And that's just sneaked into the second cut of rough.
This is his second shot. Oh, just snuck over the edge there. Yeah, good mid-range putt this one. Right on 17 feet.
All right, guys, this for 2 birdies in a row.
Like the look of this one. Oh, what a putt.
Back-to-back birdies, moving the right direction there, Luke.
And after that, he'll move to 2 under for the tournament.
Always like to see your name moving up the leaderboard. Never a bad thing.
Going with the 6 iron here. Not bad. "12 feet to the cup coming up."
This is to make a deposit in the birdie account.
John, have you got a read on this one? What's it going to do?
Pretty sure this looks like it's going to the left.
Looks good off the blade. And just a little bit of clean-up work remaining on this hole. Currently a couple under for the round. One of the hardest holes on the entire property is the par 4 fourth, Rich. It is a strong, demanding hole right from tee to green.
Very picturesque, this fourth hole. Pacific Ocean directly to the golfer's left-hand side. Don't be sucked in by the views, however. You want no part of that. And you certainly don't want any part of that fairway bunker down the right-hand side either. Find the fairway, and you've got a good chance at knocking it on this green in two. Be wary, though. Anything long and left on this green is no good.
Taking aim from about 170 yards. Well, that's beautifully judged. Setting up from the first cut here in the green. Ooh, that almost went down. And back to the play, shall we? Just 4 feet remaining between him and the hole. Birdie putt was oh so close to dropping. Just a tiny putt is all that remains. Now 8 shots back after that hole. There's a real premium on your tee shots here at Torrey Pines South Course, keeping ball in fairways critical, and that is illustrated also by the par 4 fifth.
This fairway cambers from left to right, which helps a fade on this hole. However, don't get too overzealous and pull it, because that fairway bunker down the left, that sees a lot of action. Second shot is a green that pitches back towards you from back to front. That's got a lot of movement over on the left-hand side.
From around 120 yards here. Well, this one's going right at the flag.
4 against the wind to stick that one.
Oh, a 9-foot chance here. Now 7 shots behind after that. Rich, there are a number of strong holes on this outward half, but the par 5 sixth, the players are definitely thinking birdie here, but it's all set up by the tee shot.
It's a nice reprieve, this par 5. Just a little bit dogleg from left to right. Keep it shy of those fairway bunkers down the left-hand side, and almost every player will give it a go in two. This is a 3-tiered green with a low area over on the left-hand side that sees a lot of action. Pretty good shot there.
Rich, we know these days with the PGA Tour, the wraparound schedule, the tour begins in the fall, but really it's felt at the start of any new year that every time you come to Torrey Pines, the big stars come out to play. It feels like the authentic start to the season.
It certainly does that, and I think that the big-name players, the accomplished players, love coming here to Torrey Pines because it's going to give them a gauge of exactly where their game is at and what they need to work on. Because you can't go around either the North or the South course and geek it around. You have to be on your game. You have to drive the ball well. Your iron play has to be spot on, and your short game better be sharp, because if not, you're going to shoot a million. Both of these golf courses very challenging, but they're fair. And I think that's what the players love about it. If you're in a good zone mentally and everything is going well physically, you can produce a 64 or 65. But if you're hitting it poorly and you're not thinking squarely, I'm telling you what, 77s and 78s come into the equation real quick.
Ah, that's a punish. Nothing worse than putting it off for green. This is his 4th shot. Sitting at 3 under par. And this one is for bogey. Trailing by 8 strokes now after that hole. The par 4 7th, a little dog leg left to right. Again, positioning of the tee is key.
This fairway slopes pretty good from left to right. Players want to start it out at the fairway bunker down the left-hand side and just hit a gentle fade off of that. Second shot here is to an elevated green. Don't go long whatsoever here. That's when the barranca and the canyons come into play.
Handy effort, that one. Let's take a look at Roseng, shall we?
She has got to like the look of this one. I know I do.
A wonderful shot here at the 7th and sets up another birdie chance. And Henny, what's he looking at here?
This is looking around 115 yards out.
This one is chewing fiber.
Outstanding approach shot. Oh, these are good for the momentum, these ones. Right on 8 feet. Pretty good chance here. This one's for par.
This is no gimme, guys. There's a lot of right to left here still.
Well, that'll affect the momentum. Just a short putt remaining here. And after that, he'll drop to 1 under par. We head up the hill away from the ocean here at the 8th hole, Rich. A lovely par 3, but all the challenges in the green.
It is. It's very wide, not very deep. Players going in there with kind of mid irons to short irons. Uphill the entire way. Difficult to get it on that back level when they stick the pin all the way on top.
Opting for the 6-iron. Another fine-looking strike, this one. It'll find the green.
Well, the practice is paying off here, Luke. This player is relentless.
Oh, my. What a chip from the thick stuff.
I mean, you've got to expect this kind of stuff when you start up a rivalry with a tour player. This is what they do.
Nice one. 4th birdie of the day. And that'll move him to 2 under par. The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. The final hole on the outward half is a par 5. Runs right against the boundary fence and it requires 2 big shots.
2 long straight shots required if you want to find this par 5 and 2. If you don't, a nice little layup. Give yourself a good number for a 3rd shot. There is a nice little shelf there. If it pins up top left, watch the spin. Down on the right-hand side, watch it go in the hole maybe.
Well, that'll work there. This is the 2nd shot here on the 9th hole. Yeah, this is the stuff we love, getting after this par 5 in 2.
Using the big muscles to get it home in 2 there.
Looks like a pretty straightforward 5-footer to me.
Rose is watching on nervously down here, guys. It's this putt, and she'll trail.
Well, how good's that for the eagle? And that will take him to 4 under. And stepping up the standings after that effort. As we head to the back 9 here at Torrey Pines South Ridge, the 10th isn't a long hole, but the slope off the tee makes it a difficult one.
Fairway tilts significantly from left to right, so you need to hug the left-hand side. From there, uphill 2nd shot to an overhanging lie from left to right. This is a difficult par 4 to get the distance control spot on.
That one's found the thick stuff. Oh, no. This is his 2nd shot. And that was a bit of a misfire.
Distance control nearly impossible coming out of this rough.
Oh, I thought that one was going in. And that should secure the par on this one. Now 6 strokes back after that hole. There aren't too many easy holes here at Torrey Pines South, but the course certainly gets tougher as we head to the par 3 11th.
This green from the back tee looks minuscule. There's just not a lot of room on the front of it. Even the back section, which it does get a little bit wider, it still is very small. A massive shelf, top left. If you get it up there, happy days for you. If not, just find the green, 2-putt, make 3, move on.
Going with the 5-wood. Time for the 2nd shot at the 11th. Ooh. This putt's about 4 feet from the hole.
This one is for par.
That's disappointing. And just a little bit of clean-up work remaining on this hole. Trailing by 7 after that hole. Rich, in your opinion, is this the hardest par 4 on the entire West Coast?
If it's not, it's certainly top 2. The only other one that I could think that it would come close to is probably the 10th at Pebble, especially with the tee box all the way back there. You know, it's just, it doesn't have the scenery, but it has the demand that you can't geek a drive out there and expect anything good to happen, and you certainly can't afford really to have a bad iron shot either. It's just a strong par 4. Again, different look than what you have at 10 at Pebble, but it's the difficulty is just the same.
Oh, this one's right down the pipe. Yep, that shot's safely on the green. Well, good chance to take it even deeper here. This putt's for 4 under. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
A tricky little slider here, downhill, moving to the left. Starts off looking good.
So close.
Not a bad effort right there from long range. Big breaking putt. He just didn't quite read it right, but it'll be an easy par.
Yeah, well holed. Let's move on. Now 7 shots behind after that. All right, Rich. The par 5 13th. So much has been said about it. I'm interested in your thoughts.
It's a very interesting hole. You know, miss those bunkers, put yourself in the fairway, but you've got this ravine that you have to hit over. It's a grass ravine, thankfully, so if you miss the fairway, you can lay up there. But going for this green, if you come up a little shy, you could find one of these 4 or 5 bunkers, both left and right, and then you've got a nearly impossible up and down from there. And again, a green that's got a section on the left and a section on the right. Very rarely did they put the pin in the middle. But boy, I'd tell you what, this is a really good, fun par 5 that you can make anywhere from 3 to 7. Nicely done.
Now to Roseng. Wow, what a save.
And this is why you got to keep your foot on the gas at all times. These guys and girls are good.
What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Setting up this putt 19 feet from the cup.
Six feet remaining to the cup. trailing by 7 after that hole. Well, as we head into our finishing stretch, it starts with the par 4 14th.
Nice tee shot here. A little bit more room to the right than the players really feel like there is. However, that also brings a rough on the right-hand side into play, and you don't want to be there, especially with this green that's set right back against the canyon. It's a difficult second shot, almost an infinite edge pool look, if you will. You really have to bear down and make sure you have a good idea of your distance control on your second shot.
That's a good-looking shot there. More chance to sneak inside top 20 in the standings here with this putt. And he's down there. You got a read?
You know, I've been prowling around. It's definitely uphill and moving to the right-hand side.
Just got to find a little bit more length to that putting stroke. Putting for a par now. Down she goes. Let's head to the next. And as we check the standings, our leader has a one-stroke advantage. $15 works slightly back inland here at Torrey Pines South, but you still need plenty of focus.
Why are the straightaway par 4s the hardest ones? We have another one right here. It's just straight away with the drive, nothing fancy about it. You find the fairway and you're left with another long iron second shot. You got a front right bunker that should see plenty of action. The one on the left, though, that's a big no-no spot, as this green does tilt pretty good from back to front.
Standing over his second shot. Good shot there. Good chance to move deeper under the card. This putt's for 4 under. Oh, that's a nice line. And that putt just was never hit hard enough. Yeah, not much to sweat there. It's Tom Kim in the lead as we head on to the next hole. '16th, the last of the par 3s on this golf course, but it's not an easy one.
This is underrated difficult. The green is big in size, but it plays awfully small because there's really small sections to this green. The front, the back right, and the top left. If you find the right section, job well done. If you don't, it's going to be a difficult 2-putt to say the least.
Atta boy, good shot. "20 feet to the cup." Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
Love it or hate it, it's a downhill left to right putt.
Big putt for par coming up. Well, That's a mistake. Tough to leave that short. And this one will be for bogey. And it's a one-stroke buffer for our leader over the field. The penultimate hole at Torrey Pines South is not a long par 4, but the danger lurks everywhere.
You want to avoid the bunkers on the right, but in doing so, you bring the ravine on the left into play, don't you? Second shot, though, plays slightly uphill. There's two distinct sections, the left and the right here. A little bit of a spine that bisects this green. This is a really good, strong par 4. Par is a great score.
Playing this one about 130 yards out. A wonderful shot and a chance for birdie here on the 17th. And our man on the ground, John McCarthy, has been giving us some great reads all day. What's this one doing, mate?
I think this one is going to be breaking hard to the left.
Remember the old adage, never up, never in. Just a short putt remaining here. That's got to be frustrating. Hit such a great approach shot in, but wasn't able to convert. Now 8 shots back after that hole. Well, the finishing hole at Torrey Pines South is a famous one. There's been so many cool memories that have happened over the years here. Go for it in 2?
If you get the opportunity, why wouldn't you? I mean, this is probably the best risk-reward par 5, or one of the best on the PGA Tour. You find the fairway, just the water there on the left-hand side fronting this green. It's going to make you think all day long, do I have enough? Can I carry it? Should you find the green? Yes, you got a decent opportunity at eagle, birdie at worst, but you start missing it left and right. That's when things get a little bit dicey.
Time for the second shot on the 18th. That ball looked a little thirsty. Time now for the 4th shot. What a shot! Almost went in the bucket. Just a 4-footer remaining. Don't want to miss it. Could be costly. And with that, he'll sign off on his round. Well, Rich, that was a Jekyll and Hyde performance, if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, and which one was good, the Jekyll or the Hyde? I can never tell, but I tell you what, I think Mr. Jekyll's in the front and Mr. Hyde was on the back, because that's what it looked like.
Well, that's all we've got time for today. On behalf of myself, Luke Elvey, Rich Beam, Henny Koyak and John McCarthy, plus all the hard-working folks behind the action at 2K Sports. Thanks for tuning in. Look forward to your company next time.